Hey, Anidorks listeners, we had some technical difficulties with Eddy's audio this episode. You will probably pick up on exactly when it happens because we had to switch from Eddy's good mic to Eddy's headset mic. We also had to use the Zoom call audio, so there's some moments where Eddy cuts out, and I will be filling in little words. You probably won't even notice. It probably won't even be that noticeable. Like, you probably won't even be able to tell.
I don't think we got angry enough about the fact that there is a cliff and raging river next to Cassie's barn that we haven't exactly heard about.
That's true. It's a bit of the ways into the woods. It's time to go.
Yes, I hate to leave. I have to, though.
Yeah.
But the thing, it just hits really hard. Like
it's a raging river.
It's a raging river.
And it's a waterfall.
With how loud the waterfall is, one will imagine that conversations just outside the barn are had at a mild shout.
No, come on. It's not that close.
No. And also, you're forgetting, we have encountered this waterfall before and this raging river. It just wasn't in the books. It was in the video game.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. I love that answer, actually. I take it all back.
In 1996, Scholastic began publishing Animorphs. Over the next 6 years, Katherine Applegate and her husband, Michael Grant, under the pseudonym K.A. Applegate, produced 54 main series books, several spin-offs, and inspired a TV series, graphic novels, and a cult following. We can't tell you where we live. We can't even tell you our last names. But we can tell you our thoughts and feelings on this series, book by book. I'm Miranda.
I'm Eddy.
And I'm Chris.
And we are the Anidorks. These may be kids' books, but we discuss dark themes and mature content. There may also be some explicit language. Listener discretion is advised.
Should we dive into chapter 7?
Yes.
I suppose we shall.
All right, let's take it away. Eddy, why don't you start? I'm just kidding. It says who starts each one. And all right, Eddy, take it away.
Chapter 7. Karen, the Yeerk-infested little girl who rescued Cassie from drowning, just accused her of being an Andalite. Cassie doesn't know what to say. Maybe Marco would have played it cool. Maybe Rachel would have attacked. But Cassie just holds her breath and says that she has no idea what Karen is talking about. Cassie learns that Karen had followed Cassie in her wolf form home after the battle, and then watched as she returned to her human form.
Cassie asks if Karen is implying that she is a werewolf or something like that. Karen admits that she is confused. Every Yeerk knows about the band of Andalite bandits on Earth. Every Yeerk suspects that the Andalites try to disguise themselves as humans, but no Andalite can stay in human form for more than 2 hours without being trapped in that morph. Cassie is a human for more than 2 hours all the time. Often, in fact. Either Cassie is an Andalite who has figured out how to surpass one of the fundamental morphing rules, or what some Yeerks have suspected for quite some time is true. There are humans with the power to morph.
Regardless, Cassie should be changing forms to destroy Karen right about now. Or at least Cassie will believe that she can destroy Karen, and Karen will finally have the proof that she needs. Cassie stands up. She isn't tall or intimidating, but if Karen really believes that Cassie is about to morph into something dangerous, shouldn't she be at least a little bit nervous? Instead, Karen appears in control, even cocky. Cassie extends a hand to Karen, saying that they should start walking if they're ever going to make it back to civilization. Karen reveals that her leg is injured. She cannot walk.
Reveal. Just
the
like
bone
it's
is just pointing.
No. Let me pull behind the curtain and show you my broken leg.
Cassie could leave Karen here, probably dooming her to be killed by wild animals or the elements. Or the elemist. Or the elements. Why shouldn't she do that? If Karen survives, she will likely rat out Cassie, which would lead to all of Cassie's friends being forced to become controllers. The free Hork-Bajir would be exterminated, and then the Chi. Cassie steps away from Karen, grabs a short, stout tree branch. She imagines knocking the Yeerk-infested child out, binding her to a tree. Instead, she offers the branch as a crutch and then leaves to find smaller sticks to make Karen a splint.
Oh, chapter 7.
Splint. We've all had a couple of chapter 7s in our lives.
Chapter 7s in our lives.
I mean, where you imagine knocking out a child and then tying them to a tree?
I want to say so she is imagining knocking her out, but it says one swift, sure blow to the head. That's all it would take. And then it clarifies that she's talking about knocking her out. I'm like, this is like a 6-year-old girl. Yeah. That's all it would take. Like,
yeah,
it's
true.
What I mean, like,
do you think that's true?
It's like
for
they
everyone?
put it in with that
one swift strike with the branch?
One swift, sure blow to the head.
Yeah.
She says.
Eddie, do you know how killing people works?
I've never tried it, so I don't know if that's all it would take.
She's holding a 3-foot long.
What she's describing is a baseball bat.
Yeah, she's holding a 3-foot long thick stick. Like
it would accidentally kill someone with a baseball bat very easily.
Especially if they're 6.
You should not do it. You should not. Nobody should play baseball. It's the world's most dangerous sport.
Yeah, this is the closest we have come, I feel like, to describing real violence against a human perpetrated by the children. We've seen a lot of real violence perpetrated against them, but we have not seen them commit real acts of violence against humans.
Now,
and we don't hear, but they talk about it in very stark terms. That was very surprising.
It's true. There was a missed opportunity in this book for a really fucking cool vocab word. Oh. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I'm not.
All right, on the count of 3, say the vocab word. 3, 2, 1, lycanthrope.
Aristotelian. What'd you say?
There, you lycanthrope. Aristotelian? Is that like an Aristotle with a tail?
Yeah. I thought it would be appropriate. He was an animal.
No,
you mean just because they mentioned
lycanthrope for the werewolf. Yeah,
for the werewolves. Yeah.
You think I have lycanthropy? No. Don't be ridiculous.
I have the vapors, not lycanthropy.
I want to talk a little bit about the fact that a group of Yeerks has suspected for some time that there are morph-capable humans. And I just know that Visser 3 is suppressing this information, not just because he doesn't want to be wrong, but also because he is a diva and he wants to be the only non-Andalite who morphs. He wants to be the only one.
No, I think you might be. He really is giving I have one special thing and I need it to be my special thing. And if anybody else comes near that.
No, he can't have that.
Also, I think that he probably cannot even let himself fathom that children might be the ones causing all these problems for me. I actually think.
I don't know.
You think so?
I don't know what he knows about how human development works. I don't know what he knows about children.
Yeah, I would say.
But I guess even. They're not saying that there might be children out there. They actually still have the
just
cover
humans
that they probably couldn't. They probably couldn't imagine that it's children that are out there. They probably think it's adults. Yeah. So they're probably
maybe a super family. Maybe it'd be kind of cute if it was a super family.
That'd be pretty adorable. I think that's a real.
Al Fangor could have had that.
He could have if he hadn't died, bastard. The only other thing I really want to hit here is Karen makes it so obvious that she is not actually afraid of Cassie being able to kill her here, that Cassie knows she can't. I don't think Cassie would have made the decision to do it anyway, but Karen is she notices she's cocky. She's like, you would think you could kill me, but... and it's you've just revealed that you have some way of stopping me. I'm not going to try to kill you now.
This whole movie has this whole book has A24 vibes for whatever reason.
Yeah, for sure.
I could 2 small children in the woods. One fantasizes about snapping the other's neck. They show it in a flash, and then
they cut back, and she's like,
"Kill me, because blah 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 blah."
Now,
and then it's
how quick on the draw is Karen with the dracon beam? Do we think
with the 6-year-old reflexes?
Yeah.
Well, 6-year-old reflexes, but it's built for a Hork-Bajir, and she's got this tiny 6-year-old fingers.
Tiny 6-year-old hands.
Yeah, the trouble.
She'll bitch about those soon.
That would have been a wonderful bit of friction. If her trying to use it, but having her awkward little kid hand.
Oh my god, this would be so moe. This would be so cute. She's a badass and she draws it. oh my God. She starts crying. It's like, you're like, to the Yeerk, you're like, why don't you just not cry? He's like, the instincts are very strong.
Yeah. I also imagine she has it at the ready, though. She's like ready to shoot.
Like it's like in her pocket.
So
yeah.
Or her arms behind her back.
She's hiding
like
her injured
like
leg with one arm, one hand, and then she's hiding her dracon beam with the other. So she's ready for two reveals here.
I think so. And I also think now, not to get too hoity-toity about it, but it's, it's like, I like that they show both sides of the stick, that the stick can be both a battery to destroy a human with, and also a life-giving splint that can raise a child and keep it vertical and strong.
Okay, so this is officially, you're announcing your new segment, Chris's Symbol Watch, and we're going to keep an eye on the
Symbol Watch.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, there's got to be a good name there. That's good, Miranda. I like that.
Just play a symbol sound effect.
Yeah,
every time.
it's kind of like a hi-hat. That's pretty good. Symbol Watch is so close. I'll think on that. But yeah, the stick taketh and the stick giveth away.
Hawthorne's Corner.
Fox on Hawthorne?
Oh, don't you try to steal another episode title, Chris. I will not
steal nothing.
I will not allow it.
Eddy, it is a practicable skill. It is a skill.
Do you think I do anything else during the week? All I do is practice.
Wait. Hawks ride thermals to Hawthorne Heights.
Close. What does the thermal mean?
It gets them up high.
It gets them up. Got it.
To Hawthorne's Heights.
I get it. That's good. Pretty good. A little convoluted.
Okay, the most important thing in this chapter, Cassie laughs a fakey laugh. Actually, a desperate fakey laugh. Now, is this different than a forced laugh? Is this different than a fake laugh? What does a fakey laugh sound like?
Miranda, you got it. It's like
Yeah,
but is that not a
that's the 2025 version. We need the 1995 version.
Oh yeah, like
I actually think I can imagine
I think
Cassie
that's actually
doing that.
it. Yeah.
Okay, well,
and then Karen's like, "Why did you spit on my face?"
Yeah, it's like going to something Jonathan Groff is in. It's a deep cut for my musical theater, my current Broadway fans.
Yeah.
Well, shall we take it to chapter 8?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Cassie finishes Karen's splint and then helps her walk in search of shelter. Karen once again accuses Cassie of being an Andalite. Even if she is a human, she at least knows that Cassie is capable of becoming a wolf. Why hasn't she morphed and attacked Karen yet? It makes no sense to the controller. Then Cassie spots the so it's really funny. It was hard not to laugh, and I did laugh. Then Cassie spots the corpse of a young deer lodged up in an elm tree, deliberately placed away from the ground for safety. Something about, it's like, no, not my food. My food can't be on the ground. No, I'll put it up high for safekeeping. Cassie has a suspicion that this might be the work of the leopard. The very leopard that escaped from the captivity.
I knew you were going to say that leopard, and I don't know what that tells me about your readings of these things. I knew Chris is not going to say leopard. They're going to say leopard.
The reason why I'm right is because I have to spell leopard occasionally. And that's the only way I can remember to spell it.
I feel ya. It's like a cemetery. You know what I mean?
Or Dietermind.
How often do you have to write leopard?
All the fucking time.
Really?
When writing Animorphs book notes, it comes up.
Well, also when we're writing the books.
That's true.
It comes up too.
When we go back in time and write the books for us to read in the future, it's no longer
Miranda,
the
Eddy
KA
Eddy hasn't done that yet. That's still in Eddy's
that's right.
future.
Eddy hasn't gotten a turn yet. Eddy takes over the Ghostwriter books, actually.
Well, and we had to kill our clones, and that's why we're here, but we know that because we're the future clones.
Why haven't I gotten to kill my clone yet?
Because you may
I
have
have a way
already.
of killing the clone now. It's just with the short strikes to the head. Yeah,
you might be lying. That's true. I can't trust you. I don't know if you're you or the clone.
You might be two clones.
Wait, so neither of you have killed any of my clones yet?
I haven't had a need to. Also,
No.
as far as we know, there haven't been any Eddy clones.
That's true. I haven't encountered any.
Yeah.
Right.
The second I meet one of your clones, Ed, I'll smack it in the head, I promise.
It's on site. Yeah.
It is nothing
wait,
against
but,
you.
okay.
Your head is very smackable.
Just knock it unconscious and then tie it to a tree and then bring me to it, okay?
Right, then that'll be fine.
Only if your head is lulled to the side and your eyes in that death spiral stare kind of thing. Only if you do that. The fugue.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back on track.
A couple things about this chapter. There's a very cute moment where Cassie doesn't count all the way to 5 before setting her leg in the splint. And
Yes, that was very good.
Karen says, now I do know you're an Andalite. She's like, why'd you do that? And Cassie's like, it was a trick for your own good. And she's like, now I know you're an Andalite. Typical Andalite arrogance. The only race in the entire galaxy that makes war to help people.
Yeah.
And A, that's sick. B, that's interesting. C, this is pre 9/11 and post 9/11. I don't know if they could have gotten away with that.
Yeah, it's really true.
Yeah.
The other thing that Karen does that's very alien coded, when they start moving, it's like, which way are we going? Which way is civilization? It's giving "Take me to your leader."
Yeah.
It's very like Jesus. Like, could you
I will say though, it's very fun to juxtapose it with the moments where she's just like a child, because that's the only human stuff that she has. So it's like Cassie sets the splint on with her belt, and Karen says, "But your pants will fall down."
which is something a 5-year-old would think.
Wait,
belt disappears, the
and
pants
let's
go
not just
down.
act
can't
like
do
it's
that.
any belt. No. Cassie wears a good, strong, practical belt as opposed
That's
to
right.
Rachel.
She's glad she didn't listen to Rachel
Right, yeah.
about getting a cute little fashion belt. She's happy in this moment.
Right. It's the kind of belt that they would confiscate from you if you were in prison in, say, an Alice's Restaurant type situation.
Yeah.
But it's
It's
such
good,
a
though.
good character detail that
I don't know that Alice's Restaurant is particularly good, actually. But,
No, that's fair.
Yeah, it's very long.
Bears don't stash their food in trees, as far as I'm aware, but black bears
No.
can climb trees. So why don't they?
Yeah, but we stash our food in trees when we're camping
stop
keep them away
bears.
from bears. Right, that's right.
Are they stupid?
They are stupid.
Well, and we don't,
Damn.
but we don't put them
Don't
up.
they know they can climb trees?
We don't put them up in the tree. We have it dangling from the tree, I think, which might be a little
That's
bit
true.
harder.
It's like dangling off a branch.
like a pinata.
Like a piñata.
And bears don't know how to play baseball yet. The other thing I
They're
want to...
famously bad blindfolded, too. So,
Well, you don't play baseball blindfolded usually.
No, but
that's an
piñatas.
interesting...
I haven't encountered that, so I
okay.
think I'm going to have to blindfold a bear just to
I
test
think
it.
so. You should make sure it's a small bear so you can kind of get a sense of
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I
see
have
if
a
its
lot of
mother's
free time
around.
because I haven't started time traveling yet. I haven't encountered any of these
Right.
clones, so until
Well, actually, you would have more time. You should start time traveling today. The other thing is, or yesterday, the other thing is, I kind of think Cassie, just crushes it on the lying and kind of gives a masterclass in gaslighting for
it's
the next
really
few chapters.
gaslighty.
It's,
She's like, okay,
unbelievable.
crazy girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's and she keeps it up for so long that I'm like, okay, that would fuck me up.
think about where she's at in her character development right now. She has gone on Survivor twice and lost both times. First person voted
That's
out.
true.
This is, I think, just before she went back. It's either just before or just after she went back for the third time. I don't remember
Yeah.
where that takes place, but
No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. And who won the last one?
Cassie.
That's insane.
She did? I thought she made final 2, but I didn't
No,
think
she won season 3.
She won.
Yeah.
That's
Wow, good for
insane.
her.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you rigged that Survivor. Shall we move on to chapter 9?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it.
Chapter 9. Cassie recalls a book she once read by a hunter who believed that nothing was as dangerous to hunt as a leopard. Leopards are the ultimate hunters, according to him. Karen suggests that they build a fire, to which Cassie agrees. Cassie knows that a fire will do nothing to deter the leopard, but it will make them both feel better nonetheless.
Survivor season 3.
As they continue to search for shelter, Cassie manages to get Karen speaking about the Yeerk Empire and their thoughts on the Andalites. The way Karen sees it, the Andalites are always sticking their noses in other people's business. The Yeerks have a right to expand, to advance, but the Andalites want the whole galaxy to themselves. Cassie spots a cave and leaves Karen perched on a rock so that she can check if it's
Sets
empty.
her down.
That would be a lot easier for Cassie to do safely if she was a wolf. Surely it's dark enough that she could morph without Karen seeing. ...
That's very good.
So this kind of kicks off the heart of the book, I think, which is
Yeah.
Karen and Cassie hanging out, just sort of having these, like, debates about morality and...
It's like My Dinner with Andre in the woods.
This is
Yeah.
the A24 section of the
Yes,
book where it's
that's
like
what
it's
I'm
like the
saying.
lighthouse.
So
except with-
A24 code where it's like before sunrise or after sunrise. What is it, Ed? What's the movie you like that I hate that I love?
it's a trilogy actually, but before sunrise.
I've seen all three. Like,
I don't know. The way that Karen talks about Andalites, it's a little too... I feel like she is a little propagandized as well, because, like, as much as I am not the most pro-Andalite ever, it's like, you're taking over people. Like, you're not just, like, a friendly, helpful species, like, trying to expand and build colonies. You're, like...
yeah.
Literally, and like, not that that's always helpful, but like, if you showed up and you were like, we just want a little place to build a farm, but that's not what's happening here.
I wanna put such a pin in that, because that gets hit explicitly in one of the chapters.
Yeah.
Where like that, and that is such an interesting thing. And I'm gonna save because I agree with you, and like, it is just hard to reason about.
Well,
Yeah.
especially because. So Karen says in this chapter, we have a right to expand. And what she means by that, what she's not saying is we have a right to infest the brains of other creatures, regardless of how they feel about that. And there's just a giant hole in her argument. And she does a pretty good job of avoiding that point. But she can't once Cassie addresses it directly. But it sounds so harmless when she says, we have a right to expand.
It doesn't sound that harmless, actually.
It
kind
could
of a
sound
famous...
harmless if not for the alarm bells that go off because of how that has been said historically.
No, of
you know what I
course.
mean?
But
Like,
I just mean the fact
anyone who
that
knows
she's...
a little history.
Yeah, but the fact that she's not saying even just like the way that she is saying that and not addressing how they would go about that.
Right.
Is just, but yes.
and
that's...
it's
I
somewhat
completely
worth
agree.
noting that the Yeerks don't know a little history. Their species has never been able to do anything like this before.
That's true. They're
So they
writing
may not
history.
have even
That's right.
realized that this has gone wrong yet.
I want to hit something in this chapter when they find the cave, because they need a place to be out of the rain. Is that this chapter?
Yes.
Yes, it starts
And just
to pour
shelter
and pour
for the
and pour.
night, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
but I do think
they
it starts to
start
rain.
to talk about a bramble in a thicket. And I just hear Karen say, like, we gotta get, like, Cassie's like, we gotta get out of the rain. And Karen's like, if it were not for the thicket, a thicket's no trick. Is it thick? It's the thickest. The quickest is pick it apart with a stick, Cassie replies.
But even one prick, it's my thing about blood.
Well, it's sick.
It's no sicker than your thing with dwarves.
Yeerks are very upsetting.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Sorry, I gave you the part that had, it's no sicker than your thing with Yeerks. Yeerks are very upsetting.
Not forgetting
the
the tasks on achieve. Sorry.
Sweeney
We
Todd,
literally, this is true.
No.
This is Into the Woods.
Into the Woods.
For
which
anyone who
Miranda
doesn't
hit
know,
earlier, so it was like
Lop was there in the stream to call us out for being unrestrained with our musical references by having no Eddy when we streamed Peak over the weekend.
No, because
the audience.
I'm the audience
go ahead.
surrogate in those moments. So
Exactly, and Lop was like double the musical
else.
references and no Eddy.
There was more singing than
That's
I
me.
thought there would be. But when you're climbing a mountain, it just makes sense to sing a little
There's an
song.
episode, this is totally an aside, but there's an episode of The Wild Thornberrys where
Yes,
Eliza is
they
stuck
talk
with her
about-
dad.
Yep.
And he keeps telling her to sing. And she's like, this is the stupidest thing that's ever happened. My dad's stupid. I hate this. And then he's like, oh no, the breathing technique for singing as we climb this mountain will keep you from passing out. And she's like,
Due to
fuck,
lack
my
of
dad's
oxygen. Yeah.
my dad had a reason for this.
I just want to remind the listeners, which I know this has come up, but they might not remember, that part of this is that before I joined and we formed Anidorks, the two of you actually had a musical podcast
That's true.
Which I listen to every episode over, and I didn't learn anything.
I'm not sorry. Hateful, in fact, you're bringing it up.
So what I'm saying is they can't help it. It's in their nature.
It's true. I was really confused for a second because you two tried to make this podcast without me. And so I was like, what fucking revisionist timeline are we doing? Oh, you're talking about the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can move on, except that I really, really hoped that Cassie's plan would work the first time that I read this and that she would just convince her there were no more capable humans.
Well, Chris has still not read the book, so Chris might believe in it. We don't want to spoil it.
So, you're right. Yeah, I haven't read the book. You're right.
That was a fakey laugh. I've never heard one.
One of those fakey laughs. Yeah.
That was a desperate fakey laugh.
Chapter 10, shall we?
Yeah. Cassie begins to morph into a wolf, breaking her promise to Jake in order to scout the cave. But then she
Never
hears...
morph into a wolf again.
But then she hears what sounds like Karen trying to sneak up on her. She demorphs as she pushes forward into the cave. Then Karen screams! Cassie exits the cave to check on Karen and spots the leopard approaching. Rain has started to fall. Now there's where it starts. That enter rain.
Oh. Karen shoots the
Leopard with a dracon
beam
that she must have been hiding from Cassie. Karen misses, only grazing the leopard's shoulder, and then stumbles on her bad ankle before she can fire a second shot. The dracon beam goes clattering towards the leopard. Cassie tells Karen to crawl towards her, first in her own speech and then in thought speak. Cassie is morphing into a wolf. As Karen crawls, her arm gives out in the mud. The leopard leaps at this opportunity to attack, but Cassie steps forward to protect Karen. The leopard leaves. I guess you are a werewolf, after all, Karen says.
The leopard says.
God damn it. I really wanted Cassie to be able to get through this without morphing, but it wouldn't be Cassie if she didn't do everything to save her, would it?
It's also, she is officially at work. Like, I don't think the dilemma that they try to put in about, like, oh, like, Jake said never to morph again if you're not on the team. It's like, you're working right now. Like, use the company cell phone. Like
this is about saving a life. You know what I mean?
Why doesn't she use the company cell phone in this?
I don't know what would have solved this problem.
No reception. That's the issue. The networks were really bad back then.
That's the name of the A24 movie.
Also, she used it
Cassie
to make...
and Karen and no reception.
I was going to say she used it to make the splint for Karen's leg. That's how big they were back then.
I did have a list. I had a list of funny Cassie Karen jokes somewhere in here that I thought were really funny, but I'm not. Oh, there it is. Here, I may as well just hit them now. But like other possible titles for this movie: The Makings of a Karen, Karen in Progress, Karen for Karen.
Oh, no,
Karen
Chris.
For
these
Karen,
are alternate titles. This is the franchise opportunity we have here. Those are actually...
Oh my God.
Exactly.
Hallmark movies that are just about two small children getting lost in the woods.
And they want to kill each other.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Belt. That's the Sisterhood of the Traveling Sturdy Belt.
Okay, so do we think... Cassie is thinking throughout this book that the other Animorphs, specifically Marco and Rachel, would probably just have let the leopard eat Karen. I thought about this, and at first I thought Rachel not only would have let the leopard eat Karen in this moment, she would have watched. But then I remembered Rachel has two younger sisters, one of which is probably around.
That's true. I was going to say Rachel would have just killed her on sight. Like the second
Rachel
she revealed she was a Yeerk.
But I actually think Rachel... I kind of feel like Rachel and Marco would have been invested in liberating the little girl.
Invested.
Based on, the reactions later, you wouldn't think that. But I think if they were in Cassie's situation where they were alone like this and they didn't have other people, I think they both would have done the same thing.
Yeah. But they probably would have
done the same thing.
One of them might have still attacked at that moment by the river and actually been killed or stunned by...
Yeah. Rachel probably would have attacked and been killed. Rachel definitely would have tried to find a way to get the Yeerk out of Karen. She'd have been like, we're going to stay in the woods alone for 3 days until that Yeerk is fucking dead.
Yeah.
You guys, I have something more important to talk about.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Leopard is to Dragon Beam as Kitty is to Laser Pointer.
Aw.
Yeah, like I don't think the dracon beam would have scared the leopard away so much as it would have started batting its paws at it.
It's very cute.
They're like, whoa, 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 whoa.
But that doesn't happen.
She did get its shoulder. She did get it. And have you ever seen a cat when you put the leopard... Fuck. Have you ever seen a cat when you put the laser pointer on its paw? Mm-hmm. They're very baffled.
They're very baffled. They're very upset.
I think you mean if you were to use the dracon beam, not if you were to use it like a laser pointer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking the skittering dracon beam flying across the ground, but I understand that.
Oh, like when no, that's more like a ball you throw for your cat.
That's
Do you think
true.
there's a bell on it? Do you think it jingles?
Yeah. I don't know. I've got bells that jingle, jangle, jingle. Shall we go to chapter 11?
Yeah. Why not?
All right, cool. Yeah, let's do it. All right, I'll start this one off. Night has fallen. Cassie has built a fire for her and Karen within the cave. Cassie says that her parents must be frantic with worry at her, and Karen says that her parents are probably worried as well. Cassie is surprised that Yeerks have parents. I, too, was surprised. Karen replies that Yeerks do, but their parents are very different than human parents, much taller and handsomer than human parents. Yes, Karen knows that Cassie is human, but what Karen doesn't know, she tells Cassie, is how Cassie obtained the power to morph.
Cassie doesn't tell her. She studies Karen's face, which is that of a little girl. If any of Cassie's friends were here, they would be finding a way to hold Karen as a captive until the Yeerk inside her head starved to death. Oh, like I said. So why isn't Cassie doing that? Karen says that she knows Cassie is imagining killing her. Cassie admits that she is. It would be so easy to morph into a wolf and kill Karen within an instant, especially now that Karen is without a doubt unarmed. But Cassie won't do that, and Karen knows that she won't. Neither of them are sure why.
Cassie tells Karen that she would go hunt a rabbit for their dinner, but then Karen would be alone in the cave. The leopard would seize the opportunity to kill her because all she would see is a little girl. Karen knows this. She said that she wanted a more intimidating host, less innocent. Cassie notes Karen's use of the word innocent. Because Karen told Cassie a bit about herself, Cassie shares the story of Elfangor with Karen, how Elfangor was murdered by Visser 3. Karen objects to the idea that Elfangor was murdered. There's no murder in war, Karen says. Was it murder when Cassie killed her brother?
Cassie replied, no, because you just stated there's no murder in war. No, what Eddy actually wrote is, Cassie says that it's different. The Yeerks invaded their planet. Karen says that the Yeerks have a right to live. This isn't about you living, Cassie says. The Yeerks enslave people. We're parasites, Karen says. You humans are predators. How many pigs and cows and chickens and sheep do you humans kill every year? She asks if Cassie thinks that being predator is morally superior to being a parasite. At least the humans the Yeerks infest are alive. Cassie says the humans are not pigs, but Karen disagrees. Also, Cassie's statement, immediately verifiably true. Humans are not pigs.
That's true.
All right. But Karen, who's not an expert, disagrees. That's all humans are to the Yeerks, Karen says. Pigs. Oink, oink, motherfucker.
Oink, oink. This bitch goes full oink, oink. We've got a double layer thing going on here, right? Where we've got the oink, oink at the humans for being prey. And then we've got Andalites, the cops of the galaxy, right? We've got a couple things going on here.
we got pigs in every corner. We got, it's true. It's really quite something.
I really feel like she wants... Even though she no longer has the dracon beam and she's not baiting her for that reason, I feel like she still wants to be punched by Cassie. Like,
well, can we say like Visser 3 kind of gives off that vibe too? Like he wants to be so hated by the person he's besting. I think when she was on Visser 3's detail as a Hork Bashir, like she picked up some skills here.
Maybe, especially because. And she kind of gives it away a little bit in this chapter. She's kind of, not projecting, but she's putting up a front. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because she says that she wanted not such an innocent little child. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? She starts with saying, oh, it's weak. But then she mentions innocence. Like that bothers the Yeerk inside the head that this child has nothing to do with this. This child is completely innocent in everything. And, to us, we'd say, well, like, aren't all humans innocent? But we can feel that. Not innocent, but for the Yeerks, from the Yeerks' perspective.
Yeah,
Like, why would they assume any human is guilty of anything? They don't know anything fucking about us. When you get into the mind of a child and you realize just how little they know about the world and how not useful that host is probably going to be, like, it hurts a little. They seem to be saying they don't like it, that it feels a little icky. Like, that it doesn't seem quite right. And that they're showing their hand a little bit there, that they have more feelings about this than other Yeerks have let on to us in the past. Even more than when we met the Yeerk couple who wanted to screw over Visser 3 because he wanted to be with his girlfriend. Like, this is even more, like, that was just politics. This is like an internal emotional debate about whether or not this is morally acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like the kind of thing that would keep you up at night. Like, imagine if you had to share your brain with with somebody. Well, I kind of do. But
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Karen also points out the Visser was obsessed with Elfangor. Something
really
personal
true.
between the two of them. She doesn't know what, but like obsessed.
I just can't believe that they didn't explore that. There's
still a Visser book.
There's got to be a fanfic that we're going to read. Yeah, okay.
And there's still a Visser book.
Yeah. Oh, you were saying
We'll write one.
There also is probably fan fiction about that. Yes, I agree.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, how much does Cassie know about that? So we know that Hork-Bajir Chronicles was conveyed, the content to Tobias at some point, but we don't know if that is chronologically, if that has been conveyed to Tobias yet or to the Animorphs by extension.
We do not know.
Yeah.
And none of Andalite Chronicles was conveyed to them like at all.
Right.
They don't have any of that information.
Right.
So like it's very much just what Axe has told her. And maybe it's like this seems to take place, it would seem like almost at the same time. Like they seem they're hooked into each other thematically, but nothing really matters if you've read Hork-Bajir Chronicles. Like, did that happen with Andalite Chronicles as well? They've mentioned the Megamorphs books, but I feel like they'd never mentioned the Chronicles books.
Well, that's because so far they've happened in other timelines.
That's true. Andalite Chronicles they didn't know about, but now Tobias does know about Hork-Bajir Chronicles. So I'll be interested to see.
He probably knows a fair bit about some of the Andalite Chronicles stuff too, because there was the mind meld.
We did get a reference to...
Yeah, we don't know how well that worked.
Oh, no, this is Megamorphs. We got a reference to the Valik, I think, in the Dinosaur book, which was Oh, no, that was Megamorphs
but we get a reference to Megamorphs too in this book.
Right, yeah, you're right.
But it's just interesting to think what they do and don't know and how they feel about those things. It's interesting to think about.
Yeah.
And... I don't know, Karen saying, there's no murder in war. Elfangor was already dying, and then it was chosen to make his death more miserable. And that feels like something, right? It feels like something that would be... But Elfangor definitely was also trying to kill Visser 3. Like, if Visser 3 didn't wait for him to die or kill him himself, like Elfangor was going to do everything he could to kill Visser 3 in any interaction that they had. That is at least true. Right now, we're in a weird situation where Karen actually said she wasn't planning to kill Cassie, and Karen is still very injured. And like, Cassie killing her would feel like an escalation in a way that Visser 3 killing Elfangor didn't, because they were already fighting. And like, Karen and Cassie were not fighting before this. They're not in the middle of a heated battle. Cassie would have to make a decision to sort of in cold blood kill a child.
Well, the other thing that's just happening here is that Cassie, I think at every turn, I actually don't think that she's ever even really considering killing the little girl. Like, I don't think that's ever a sacrifice she wants to make.
I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree.
But the book...
Yeah, I don't think you can actually say that.
The book is letting the uncertainty... The uncertainty of whether... Like, the book allows the confusion about killing Karen, the little girl, and killing the Yeerk infesting Karen. That becomes this little cloud that we're hard...
Because...
It's hard to separate.
I think with the hit her over the head, tie her to a tree, that sounds very much like leaving her to die. At the moment she said that, she didn't know about the leopard. Mm-hmm. And one could, like, this would be ginning up a scenario. It's not in the text, but one could imagine Cassie would think, okay, I'll leave her for 3 days and then tell people where she is. Or like,
sure, but I do think she is really considering killing her. I think
now that
it's
she knows
straight
for
up
sure.
In the text.
Yeah. Now that she knows for sure, she thinks about letting the leopard eat her, which is a little more passive than directly killing her. But if she's willing to consider that,
it's the same thing. Yeah.
If she's willing to consider that, there's no reason to think she isn't at least somewhat considering. She's considering it, but in like a different part of her brain, and she's not sure why she's not doing it. She's I don't know why I'm not doing it.
She's working towards something else. She wants to work another angle, but I am proud of her for how much she actually considers it. And she actually like seems to know she has time. Like, I don't think that, like, it's important to acknowledge that she is in a situation that she is with an adversary. She can kind of win or lose here. She has acknowledged the stakes that if she gets out, all of her friends die, basically ruins their resistance. So she acknowledges the stakes. She's not lying about that. She is looking for another opportunity.
Yes.
But she is very much so in touch with the matter-of-fact truth that if this thing gets out of her hands, like, she needs to be driving it. And that, like, I don't think it's true that she's not actually considering it.
No.
I also have two things I want to hit. Eddy, like, in the notes you said, we have a right to expand, but I don't think that's the word. It's a right to advance. Are you sure?
Hang on.
Do they say expand?
Let me double check. Okay, chapter 9, always sticking their noses in other people's business. We have a right to expand.
Right to expand, we have a right to advance. It's literally the one before. Okay,
they say both of them.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then in this one, she like chimes in with "we have a right to live," which pretty much just seals the Nazi metaphor straight in. Like, it is like as on the nose as like this is an evil concept of history as it ever could be. I just wanted to find those three.
And and I agree with you that it does that, but they're in an interesting position where they are literally parasites. Like, they can't do much without being a parasite.
Well, and that's what's interesting about...
But they can exist separately.
Yeah.
They just can't really do anything.
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, where the fuck did the ambition come from?
Yeah.
Like, why do they have shame about being a worm? Like, what happened in their development?
This is the thing that we've talked about. Yeah, that there's something that feels out. Their intelligence actually feels like it, and their knowledge of things seems it's like it does not fit their experience of being slugs in a pod.
Doesn't make sense. Which, like, kind of says, we've had hinted the anti-elemist. So, like...
Right, the dark power.
Then somebody could have just imbued some spirit into these worms. And then that makes sense. But it is almost laughable.
Man, they really put us on hold with that dark power that exists.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. And the fucking Eye of Sauron we saw as the Yeerk died. Like...
Yeah, which has to be that thing.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
It feels like it has to be.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, I've completely forgotten about that. They are really playing the long game at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm ready to move on. Sorry, I was wrong about expand.
No, you're good. No problem. Everybody does it.
Yeah.
But that is the thing.
And
I know
the reason why it stuck out is like I wondered if she had actually been that, because expand is like that's a wild word
take
to say.
Things from other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Advances can be grow within yourself.
Right.
Expand explicitly means.
Right.
What's nutty is later in this book, we have a right to expand. Also, it doesn't become synonymous, but they kind of link it. And this is what you're saying, Miranda.
To living.
But also to, should we not be able to see colors and flowers?
Yep.
It's like they can't.
Would you deny us joy?
Yeah.
All right. Chapter 12. Cassie and Karen take turns keeping watch. Cassie reflects on how strange it is for the two of them to have this uneasy alliance, given that Karen would certainly turn her over to Visser 3 if given the opportunity. She knows that she should kill Karen before it's too late, but she won't. Not tonight, at least. Not in cold blood. Get the blood hot first. Anyway, Cassie has another nightmare, this time of Eric the Chi massacring Hork-Bajir during their mission to obtain the Pemalite crystal. She wakes up in tears.
Her dreams are in syndication.
Karen remarks that she must have been dreaming of battle. And yet, clearly, Cassie won the battle because she is alive. So why is she haunted by that battle? Cassie says that winning doesn't make it less terrible. Of course it does, says Karen. Humans love Conquest.
Conquest.
Humans love conquest.
No, own it. Own it. It's conquest.
Humans love conquest as much as Yeerks. If that's true, Cassie says, then why haven't I killed you yet? Karen closes her eyes without answering.
Doesn't she say, I don't know? Maybe that's
No,
a
it says,
chapter.
if that's all true, why have I let you live, is the exact quote.
Yeah.
She looked at me, and I saw her green eyes flicker for just a moment as doubt entered her thoughts.
Yes.
She closed her eyes and did not answer. There we go.
Then there's another point in the book where she starts to answer that question.
Yeah. There's definitely one where Karen is like, why haven't you killed me? And she's like, I don't fucking know. But like, it's very,
every variation.
yeah. And she says this in the middle of the, Karen being like, humans don't feel bad about killing. Why would they? Like, no, you guys fucking love that shit. And she's like, listen, I can't talk about, first she says, I feel bad. Most humans do. And then she pauses and she's like, anyway, I do. She's like, never mind. I can't be sure. I can at least say I do, which means that some humans do. And Karen yawns and says, more human lies.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to actually yawn while I did that, but it's really hard to fake yawn without actually yawning.
It's true. It's a crazy book. It's a really book.
At the beginning of the chapter, Cassie, while she's staying awake during watch, really zooms in on what it would be like to have her total autonomy and all access to her privacy taken away, where it's like they would know everything. They would know how I wet the bed once when I was 6 and I threw away the sheet before anybody could see it. They would know that one time I cheated on a math quiz and then I felt so bad I deliberately failed the next quiz so that And then she's scared because she's like, they'd know I specifically care for Jake. And that's like, I felt very Spider-Man in this moment when because Spider-Man's whole thing, every version of Spider-Man 2, for some reason, like the second arc of Spider-Man is always, now that I have this power, if anybody knows who I am, they will hurt the people I love. And it always happens in some way. And originally it happened with Gwen Stacy's death. The second movie put Aunt May in danger where they broke into her hospital room and everything. It's always if people knew who I was, this would put them in danger. And it reaffirms why he has to keep it a secret. And so I was like, it's cool that they're putting in here, not just would they lose the war. And they always say, yeah, all your secrets they would know, but it's not just that they would know who the other Animorphs are. They would know she specifically cared for Jake and could do things to him and other people she cared about in front of her with her body that she could not stop.
Yeah. It reminds you of this, we're watching these two characters hang out in a cave, but it reminds you of how extraordinarily high the stakes are for this interaction, and that Karen's downplaying just how horrible what she wants to do to Cassie is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's in denial for sure.
And Cassie still won't kill her.
Yeah.
She still won't do it. She has but then she has that PTSD dream about how awful it was to watch Eric destroy people. And I think she wakes up recommitted to not killing. You know what I mean? She's like, that was an awful thing. I fucking hated that. And I didn't think about until this book that Marco passed out for that, but the others didn't. The others saw all of that.
I thought it was cool that it was very cool that they grabbed that moment and we got to see it from Cassie's side.
Yeah.
That made it feel more real. The stakes were actually there.
But this is the clip show book where we get
it's like a clip show. It's greatest hits of all the times Cassie has felt bad about violence.
Traumatic violence clip show. Yeah.
I kind of feel like Karen is giving Cassie the perfect audience that she can't get in her life right now also.
Yeah.
By being someone who can sit in disbelief of Cassie's reactions to these things. It's if she talks to anybody in her group, she's kind of naysaying and pulling back the group and holding it back. Whereas in this situation, her reluctance to kill is actually potentially weaponizable.
Yeah.
Not, so to speak, not actually weaponizable, but it's actually something that would interest the party involved. Like, it's one of the few situations in which her humanity is being bizarrely valued. Although it is bizarre to point out that it all comes from her not killing Karen. Like, it's like... I guess there was no real threat of that in the beginning.
You're kind of... I hadn't thought about this, but if Karen truly understood just how reluctant Cassie was to kill, or at any moment that she had that realization, a different Yeerk probably would have taken advantage of that during their interaction, because she could do anything to Cassie if she really understands that Cassie won't kill her, and she truly has like a complete disregard for Cassie's...
Right. We have an Aldrea Dax situation.
Yeah.
But she didn't fully understand Cassie truly knew what she was. Like, Cassie didn't admit she knew what she was and what was happening and that she had this power until after Karen had been injured twice. And so she is now a 6-year-old injured girl who
Very good point.
Probably couldn't kill her under any, under...
Except for when she had the dracon beam, though.
But she doesn't have it now.
Right.
She didn't find out for sure that Cassie could morph until after she had dropped the dracon beam.
You're right. She waited too long. You gotta wake up pretty early in the morning.
I'm just forgetting why did Karen collapse in the mud? Why did her arm give out? Was her arm injured as well?
She was crawling away from the leopard, which had attacked. I assume her arm was maybe a little messed up, and then the strength. I think her strength just gave out, after being attacked by the leopard.
On that note,
my strength is giving out because I've been attacked by a leopard.
It's bedtime.
And I need to take a pee break. Yeah. I should have just pissed myself when the leopard was attacking like you guys did. That's
I'm
why
always
I have to go
saying
right now.
this.
Yeah. All right.
Should have just pissed myself.
Should have just pissed myself.
Thanks for listening to Anidorks. We'll be back soon with lots more to say. Until the Andalites return, or at least until next time. See you soon.